and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm you dick!
Yeah! I thought you were just going to be like, and I'm a dick.
Well, that too, but I was quoting Spicoli. And I was thinking too, we could probably put a commercial break during the intro because it's so long. Intro song.
Long. However, when you weren't here that day that we did the intro, that we did the season premiere, and Amanda and Shandy filled in, Amanda's never. So first of all, they've never watched Survivor before this season. She was in Spain last week, so I figured she just stopped watching it. And I texted the broadcast chat last night because I knew Shandy was either just gotten to Monterey or she was, on her, almost there. And I was like, oh my God, can't wait till this was a really fun episode. Like, it's a fun episode tonight. Not crazy or whatever, but just fun. And Amanda goes, she shocked me. She was like, I know, I just finished watching it too. And she said that when she was in Spain last week, her husband watched it like without her, like on his own, like didn't even need prompting because they're finding it so entertaining.
I love that.
Wow.
But anyway, where I was going with this was she'd never heard anything Survivor-wise. So when she first heard the theme song, Jamie can attest, she was just like, what is this?
Never ends.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry, Jack, what were you going to say?
Tamara says, I'm old. I didn't know they could say that on TV. She must be new to TV. Actually, I was kind of shocked when he said it. I was like, did he say that he's a dick?
I tweeted that right away. I was like, isn't that one of the 7 words you can't say on television?
No, I can tell you the 7 words if you want.
Okay, I know you could. You don't have to.
Okay. I mean,
if you want to, I could beep them out. But
I learned that at a young age when my next door neighbor got the George Carlin album.
Do you memorize it right away?
Oh yeah, because we all said it at school.
You bet.
Yeah.
Even though we said we'll get our mouth washed out with soap if they hear us. Our parents hear us.
There's a select few that they'll still say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I see them now. That's right. Regardless, I didn't know you could say that on TV, so that was fun.
I was shocked.
Kyle got for very mild mannered, chilled out Kyle. He got a lot of bleeps tonight. He definitely said F Rome at one point.
Yeah.
And, an a-hole. Anyway, whatever. Good times. Before we move on, though, I don't want to forget to say happy birthday to Jamie, who had her birthday. What was it, last Saturday?
Something like that. Yeah. One of those days. Saturday. Yeah. So it was Saturday.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're getting to that age where you can't remember what day it was.
Yeah. I'm not, as many seasons as there are Survivor, I'm not that far behind with the hashtag and the numbers. So I'm in my new era.
I'm still ahead.
Yeah.
You are still ahead. How long?
It's scary too when they do 2 a year. How can I still be ahead? But I started way ahead too.
I was gonna say you had a head start.
Yeah. Head start
for sure.
Yeah.
Good times. If Tamara is still in the chat, I want to know why she's not coming to visit this weekend as well.
That was a Jerry trip.
Okay, because Zachary did ask that. He was like, how come we won't see Aunt Tammy too?
Because we're lucky.
And I was like, I think they're playing golf or something. It's like, that's the answer to everything is you're playing golf.
Playing golf. I did see an on Teeny on Twitter posted the scene of them picking the schoolyard pick.
Yes, because she was like, man, I was a captain for once. And
I didn't see. I have not been on social media in the last 24 hours. I've been running like crazy, so I didn't.
I just saw it before we recorded.
So I kind of watched it on mute with the closed captioning while Zachary was doing math homework earlier. So I couldn't tell you everything verbatim, but I from start to finish though it was Teeny and Tiana that were captains, and the last 2 people picked were Sue and Andy.
Andy was the last one chosen.
Yeah,
and they even asked him before when it was just him and Sue, and he goes, what are you thinking, Andy? Jeff asked him. He goes, it's just like middle school. I've learned to cope with it. I've learned to, I love myself and basically, and after all that, they pick Sue. I go.
I mean, I'm surprised Sue wasn't picked earlier. She looks so fierce.
But if you think he's bad at the challenges, he's strong. He'd be good at the physical part, but he's bad at why wouldn't you pick him?
I don't know. I saw him air hump trying to pull down the thing last week.
I mean,
when he used the back side of a knife.
Yeah, I get it, but if you need him just for the physical part,
yes,
picking up the bag with the coconuts and the
and they did for this one. They really needed muscle.
But if he's bad at the challenge, okay, I can use his physicality, but I could beat him at the end. That's what I would have been thinking. But
that's a
poor Andy got picked last.
Yeah, I did. That's what happens when you can't use a knife correctly.
Well, so true. They didn't show us that, but we did see Andy freaking out over possibly being the decoy boot. So that makes a lot more sense now when you think about it, like about how he was already sort of like a little bit raw from being picked last on that. Like that gives a lot more context to being like, wait. Am I the decoy boot? Like, what the F is going on here?
Yeah.
I do have a big question mark on that, though, because I obviously didn't know that stuff going on with Andy on the schoolyard pick. But I did write down, like, okay, so the amulets get played, but they're playing them for Teeny? Why not Andy?
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't see any whatever about this, but this was my theory about that. Because actually, Zach asked that, like, why are they playing it for her? And my theory is there was a deal made because she had to go to tribal that night. So she lost her vote and had to go to tribal. So I wonder if there was an agreement. Like,
maybe
if we have to play this as the three of us and it's not like, something where we go down to 2-1, then we play it for you because you're giving up your vote. You're putting yourself in the most danger tonight.
That's a good theory.
I thought they felt bad for her because she has patches all over her clothes.
Oh, ha, 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 ha.
And she was pretty drunk.
Yes.
She got a little tipsy. The Teeny was a teeny bit tipsy when she had
But the one who really needed it, though, was Andy, if something were to happen. No, I'm saying he would. He got 2 votes, so.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there. That's why I was like, oh my God, is this amulet not going to be used correctly? Like,
but there was something to it, right? Because you were like, it was so obvious it was going to be Rome. Like, they didn't even give us the, like, good game quote going into the commercial break. There was nothing like that. It was like, okay, well, I guess now we've got to go back and vote. Not even like we got to go vote for Andy. There's no chance he's not going to go home.
And we got the 5-minute, like that 5-minute span of him just talking, like dogging on everybody and how great he is.
Yeah.
And then we had
they've been doing that once for the last 3 or 4 seasons. They've been doing one vote where they show us who was actually.
Well, you know which direction this is going.
Yeah.
But like
we can't hide it.
I feel like that's the first time in a long time where it's been like that, like, spirit fingers, Rome is going home.
I love the dialogue from Saul, though, when he was like, the one thing that we know about Rome is that he has an ego and we just got to let it sit there and inflate itself, because if he's inflating that ego, he's not paying attention to what's actually going on.
Yes. And he clearly, like, I get it. I know we talked about, like, he's a person to hide behind, but when you get to the merge and he's literally working everyone with a lie, there's a point where you have to cut bait, because at that point, like, he's gonna cause unnecessary chaos and ruin somebody else's game the longer it's allowed to go on, because it just sows distrust.
Well, that's why nobody took his side.
Clearly. Yeah.
I mean, there was so much like delicious.
I mean, Saul wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, like and Saul getting to have that moment where he got to say,
"Oh, the smiles!
This is what Rome does, guys."
Yeah. It was like. Yeah, that was like his big, like, Act 2 finale. He's like, and Rome is a loudmouth. He's always going to make us all against each other.
The sad thing is, if he just would have got the information instead of trying to stir the pot. Why are you trying to stir the pot when there's 12 people, whatever it was at that point?
Yeah, 12 other people left,
or 13, right? Because he
Rome
doesn't
was
make
13.
Yeah. I mean, he could have at least,
right? Yeah.
13. I mean, getting the information is great, but you don't have to come back and stir the pot and try and throw someone under the bus.
Yeah, if he could have just taken that information and maybe sat down with Genevieve and said, "Here's what I put together," the two of them might have been able to work some kind of plan to push things into their favor. But he just basically went and shook a beehive.
Yeah, and Genevieve said, even though they were aligned at one point, she, like you were saying, Colleen, he's going to blow up my game. I've got to go with the group. He's got to go.
Yeah, because there's a point where I keep going back to like an Abby and Maria, somebody that they're a whiny BSer, but they're still, they're not playing a game to play like a tornado. And Rome went in there like a tornado. And
yep.
At some, everybody was kind of wise to it. But so sorry to Asia, who had to go on a pre-jury trip with him.
So true.
I'm sure he's different outside the game.
You think?
Yeah.
Let the record show that we're all grimacing and
maybe
smiling very tentatively.
I think he went there with
a mellower version of
I think he went there with an agenda to, if they have a good TV, you're going to remember him. Yep. You're going to remember him, even though he, again, he could have probably maybe have competed in this thing again if he had changed his approach, but he wanted to be the star.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? Because there's a lot of things that he said or started doing where you're like, oh, that's clever. You understand the game. You get the numbers. You understand the game. You have a good control and sense of this. But like Saul said, it's that ego, and that came in, and unfortunately, sometimes an inflated ego might pay the bill. But in a situation like this, especially going into merge, that was too hard, too fast, way too much ego. He was doomed.
Yeah, and he like I said, Saul had already gained, so he had made inroads with other people when he said, that's just Rome. That's how he plays the game.
Yeah.
Who was gonna back? Teeny wasn't gonna change. She didn't really like working with him anyway. So.
Yep.
I think that he. Go ahead. Sorry.
And on the challenge where he was clearly shouldn't be doing the challenge. It's like the puzzle one where he sat down. Mm-hmm. He kept jerking the ball up. Really, I go
terrible teamwork.
And Saul's like going, "Can we switch, Jeff?" No. Oh, jeez. Yeah. And then I think it was Gabe said, "Come on, Saul. Come on, Saul. You're stressing us out." Well, he just, it's not working. That's the problem with Rome is when it's not working, he still keeps doing it and doing it,
right?
And doing it and doing it.
He's not going to change his tactic. Yeah.
Unless he was doing it intentionally to show he's not a threat in challenges. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why would you keep doing the same thing over and over again? I'm not going, if I'm Gabe, I probably would have just walked away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not entirely sure to what ends his stubborn streak was gonna get him. But
I mean, I think there's no denying during the challenge, just how badly they blew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a big lead.
They had a huge lead.
Yeah. And again, why is he volunteering to do these things? There's things you're good at, things you're not good at, and he's not good at the puzzle challenge.
Yeah, you don't think you would want the highlight and the pressure to be on you when it's the thing you're not good at.
Right.
Especially when there's other things that you could be good at. There's no pressure to do that.
Yeah, he was getting them food. I mean, even if they kind of laughed because he was a little braggadocious about it, but he was doing his best to provide food and fish. He kind of fancies himself a little bit of a leader within his group, but you can do that without being the star of.
Yeah, but like Saul said, his ego.
Yeah.
Just got in the way of his game. So.
Gotta watch the ego. That will do you in every time.
But you know
unless
something?
he wants to come back as a villain later on.
Yep.
I think he might want to come back as a villain. And I think that
that
Probst probably wants him back too, because can we just talk about the fact that he's the first person to ever sit in Jeff Probst's chair during tribal council?
And he did a better job.
Yeah, he did. He didn't make any weird analogy, and he explained the risk that the amulet was posing. So, good job.
And just like, well, I guess we can't use the amulet thing anymore. Because it's like everybody knows, so there's no power. And like you said, the only way you can gain power is to vote the other two off.
Yep.
I can't believe they brought it back, to be honest with you. But
I can.
Hopefully it's the last time we see it.
I can.
And then
the mailbox goat cheese pizza thing.
Yeah, I'm okay without that, but I do know that
the duck cries at midnight.
weird awkward silences.
I like how Sue, the red paint came up again, and she's still trying to wash it off with canteen water. There is an ocean. Just say I gotta take a dump.
It's time.
You're saying you're 45. Tell everybody it's your period. Like, I don't know. You just know.
This is why aqua dumping's all the rave, right? Like,
yeah.
This is.
But why would you try to clean it again?
I don't get it.
Using the well when there's more people around. There's more people around.
We need to talk about that. That was insanely ridiculous. Like, okay, I got to do cleanup. Okay, well, put that stuff in your bra or your crotch like Kim Spradlin did, and go wash it off in the ocean. Why? And then the fact that that's gonna come back, right? Like more so than now, because clearly Tiana knows.
Yeah,
we know Caroline knows.
Yep.
Like,
it's
so funny. I get it in the moment, being like, "Oh my god," but
the panic. But
go back and clean that up. Go to the water.
Don't leave it. Well, it was like somebody just got slaughtered in the street, and you just drug the body into the alley and was all like, I don't know.
It was kind of just reminding me of last season when
put a blanket over it.
It's like nothing to see here.
Crime scene tape. Hey, production, can I get some police tape, please?
Yeah. Don't look over here.
She left nothing screams more like there was an advantage found here by somebody on this beach.
Yeah.
And somebody from this tribe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. And it'd been funnier if she had gone home and they were trying to figure out this mystery and then just accusing whoever was left. But also equally as awkward now that she's there and not doing a very good job playing.
And her look was like,
who,
and then
me?
when they said it looked
like
a crime, she goes, someone said it looked like a crime scene. It did.
Yeah.
Well, how does she know?
Yeah, you weren't
there.
Even there.
Guys, she's 48 years old. She is
45.
having a hard time
45. Her memory's intact at 45.
Okay, how funny was that
great
scene with
for
Saul
45.
where Saul's like, I'm 42. We look really good for our age.
I know. What? Love it.
That was pretty amazing.
Again, I
love Saul. I want him
she's
to
in pretty
win.
good shape. Just say your age. I don't get
That's
where...
way more impressive than looking like you are maybe look older than your age. Like, admit what your age is, because you look pretty dang good and fit, and you're kind of doing awesome things for your age. So I want to.
Yeah, and she is pretty decent at the challenges.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have seen men and women in this season who are half her age who don't perform as well.
Right. So anyway, I don't get why but now I guess she has to lie, and she's not good at lying.
No.
Saw that biting of her tongue,
which isn't bad. Yeah. I mean, she's not going to be a politician or anything, but
right.
I was playing with the machete, and the machete has nothing on it.
Yeah, that lie isn't going to track.
Oh my god!
I mean, I thought it was funny. With the first, just getting one episode, but we got 2 episodes with the paint.
Yeah,
that's great.
It paid off. It really did.
She put it back in the paint. Right? She put the idol back in the paint.
Ocean.
Yep.
Why would you put the idol back in the paint?
So she can clean it a second time.
I mean, I just like going, well, she did. I mean, I don't get it. But
look, okay, I get it. You're in a panic. You put it back because that's where it is. But then when you're by yourself, when you're aqua dumping or whatever you're doing, like you take that very quietly, and you clean it off, and then you find a like
because no one's going to come around you when you're taking a dump in the ocean. Am I right?
Yes.
Not on
purpose. I understand the concept of the aqua dumps, but we don't even need to get into that.
I think because it's a flush, and you don't have to,
don't have to
bury it. Poop in the water, though.
Huh? The current will take it back out and wash it around.
Yes, but the actual act of pooping in the water, I don't know how that would go.
You poop, and then it's like the person that pees in the pool, right?
Yep.
They don't stay there. They pee and then they walk
away from it.
But I don't
and then you walk into it, you go, man, it's warm.
I have really hard time having to pee in the ocean. Like I have to get out. Like it's really? Like, yeah.
I grew up by the ocean, so
I peed in the ocean before, but like it's a thing I have to consciously think about forcing myself to do.
But also if you're on this,
that's why the aqua dump is not something I can get behind. I can't.
Well, an aqua dump though is you're on the beach. I wouldn't take a dump in front of thousands of people.
Right. So look at the water as like a curtain, or a stall.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
It's better than an anti-gump or whatever they call it. Porta potties.
Really, if somebody was in your alliance and you have to trust them beyond everything, more than you've ever trusted anybody, and you walk around a hedge and you see them bare butt squatting, could you ever trust that person again? Could you respect them? No. You can't. Go to the ocean.
Because everybody's got to go.
Especially if they have poop face.
You can't.
You can never get that out of your head because they're like.
You wouldn't be able to.
I've seen my kids make poop face. I don't love
but that's your kids. Think about Andy with poop face right now. See? Nope. Never could be in an alliance with him.
Yeah, when
everybody poops. It's weird. I think this goes back to the time that I was like 13.
But nobody wants to watch anybody pooping.
It's true.
Okay, one time I was in Puerto Rico and I was like 13 or 14, and we were swimming in the ocean and a poop floated by us.
It was a baby Ruth.
No, it was an actual poop. And my uncle, of course, made fun of all of us because he was just like, my uncle was just like, oh, Colleen, we heard that you couldn't go. Did you finally get relaxed in the ocean? And I was like, no, I did not.
But you had that poop face in the ocean.
Anyway, the poop floated by us. It was actually human excrement. I can remember it clearly.
It could have been a whale's poop.
It was definitely not a whale's poop.
It was human form.
Somebody pooped in the water.
Goldfish poop.
And it makes me think it was somebody at the resort that I was staying with.
Maybe they started pooping in the ocean because someone accidentally pooped in Tony's Spy Shack.
Oh.
While he was in it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
If they ever did like Survivor Puerto Rico, I'd be there. Same time zone.
It could have been Tony. It could have been
an hour ahead of us.
The sea was angry, my friend, that day.
But I'll never forget that. Like, that's a core memory for me. Like, if you think of Inside Out.
It's a little traumatizing.
Yeah, I guess. Again,
anyway,
it could have just been a baby Ruth. It's just a baby Ruth.
A baby Ruth. No, yeah.
You've seen Stripes, right?
Yeah.
Not Stripes. I'm sorry, Caddyshack.
Yeah, they clear the pool.
I have seen that, yes. Okay, regardless.
It's just a baby Ruth.
Take a bite out of it. You'll find out.
Better than I thought.
I was trying to avoid this. So I kept going, glossing over it. I knew we were going to go there. I knew the risk I was taking when I told the story.
It's a salty poop.
I didn't even get to ask you if you were inquisitive enough to see if there was corn to prove that it was human. If there's a corn, definitely human.
Yeah, because corn doesn't. If you can chew that thing, corn to bits, and it still comes out whole.
It's true. It's
and it floats. That would explain why the poop was floating.
Miraculously, we haven't lost any viewers right now. I've been watching. I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna go.
This is hard hitting information.
Were there ants floating on the poop?
We just lost somebody as I said that. Okay, no, we're moving on. We're moving on to girl, you need to figure out something different.
Wash your stuff in the ocean. Just don't wash it in the ocean.
Yeah, come on, Sue. You're my winner's pick.
Yes.
And I'm having trouble rooting for you.
I'm rooting for Saul now. I wish that I had picked Saul as my winner's pick. Oh, he's got 2 more listeners, so I guess
because people they left and said, "Hey, you got to come listen to Poop."
Yeah,
everybody get in here. Everyone get in here. They're talking about poop.
Okay, focus, guys. Poop. Jack has a hard out for the Ramblecast in 28 minutes.
Oh, okay, I thought you said something else. Come on, that's
come on. Now.
You're upset about talking about poop, and you're talking anyway. Hey, we gained a 10th listener.
He hasn't. He has.
Poop.
Stop
Poop.
it. Poop. Yeah, he hasn't had any water all day. Okay, Lordy. All right, Andy. Let's talk about Andy. Do we think? Okay, no. Actually, I want to talk about Genevieve because Genevieve, I think, is like the one to watch right now. Mm-hmm. She's getting like an incredible edit. Mm-hmm. Like she's getting like the Kenzie edit almost. Like so, and they went out of their way to show just how much not Max, Sam was just like, oh no, that's just a buoy. But you know what the funny, I will say this to
those aren't 2 buoys.
Zachary's credit, he called out, what's that in the ocean? It's there when they showed the first shot before anybody noticed the buoy because it was shown. So
yeah, they were showing different parts of the island, and they showed the water. I go, oh, it's in the water under the buoy.
Yeah,
which is exactly what Zach said too. So good.
Buoys are in the water for a reason.
But Sam said, "Oh, those are kind of all over the place. So do they have like a barrier? I'm guessing at the ocean where they're like, you can't pass this part." Or
with a boat, yeah. I mean, but that's why buoys are there, so the boats stay on their side.
He seemed adamant, like, "Oh, yeah." This isn't that weird to see there.
Well, yeah, because they're like, the
but it being all by itself,
But again, it didn't seem like anybody was really trying to find, because Saul was like going, "What are we doing?" And Saul goes, and because you don't want to set yourself, you don't want to put a target on your back by going to look for the advantage.
No, but Genevieve was like,
but everybody was looking, like it was literally a group thing.
Yeah, I'm saying that nobody. It's like when they were sitting around the campfire. 10 minutes later, or whatever it was, and they go, "Oh, we can't find it.
We're done."
It is interesting though how like Saul and Genevieve's edits have really picked up, but particularly Genevieve, like we're seeing just so much of her. She's writing so many confessionals, and she reminds me, she looks like Shannon Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I was gonna say she looks like my old neighbor, but you don't know her, so that doesn't work.
I do not.
You look like my old neighbor.
That's weird. She's a neighbor.
She looked like a baby Ruth.
Your neighbor has baby Ruth face.
We didn't let her go in the pool.
So not allowed.
No.
Yeah, I do like that she was like, you know what? I just keep thinking about it and I can't stop thinking about it. So you know what? I'm going to go check this out. And that's great because it shows that she listens to her instinct. She trusts her instinct, and her instinct was right.
And she's playing the game because she's thinking.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody else, other than Saul, had checked out.
Yep.
For that part, they just said, "Oh, screw it, we're just having fun."
Yeah.
Again, because you can't really leave the group. But she came back and said, "I found it. We can stop looking." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Like, all right.
And it didn't help. I mean, it she didn't have to get all muddy and have the. I was it looked. I won't say it. I'll just be quiet. When they had the wood chips on their head, stuck to their head.
Yes. Oh, that was a mess.
It looked like I don't want to say it. Not poop. It looked like something violent.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on. Let's talk about Sue one more time. No, not Sue. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Let's talk about Kyle. Let's continue about Kyle.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Kyle's edit blew up. Like, what a dick.
Where did we say he was from? I can't remember. Was he Canadian? Was he a Canadian player?
No.
No, he's from Kentucky or something.
Kentucky.
I think he's yes.
I mean, I don't know for a fact, but
Michigan. He's from Sheboygan, Michigan.
Okay, because I heard that northern accent in there. I was like, is he from Kentucky? He's
from Sheboygan, Michigan. he lives in his. Remember, his family home
In the
like
van.
Oh, that's right.
No, like he was refixing up his family home or whatever.
Yeah.
Because for his partner and their daughter and blah blah blah. Like he's got a really inspirational story. Like
Yeah.
I continue to think that perhaps he will go far. I think I do think he will be Final 3.
What
Honestly,
could hurt
like
him is he's a challenge threat. So it's like, you know, I mean, he's good at everything. And but we also learned that he's not that all gosh shucks, he has desire to win the game too. And he could have, easily said, no, that's a bunch of crap. He just went, he went and told the right people what was going on.
Yeah. He basically was like, F that guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you some things. And he went to the people. I think he correctly read that the people who knew Rome before the merge were the ones that were going to be like, yeah, this checks out. This guy is nuts.
Yep.
Because I think Saul went and talked to him, right? Because Saul said, let me go talk to him. And when
because Tiana's was pinging, like
because that happened. That actually worked out great for him because Saul doesn't like Rome. So when he said that, he goes, yeah, that's Rome. Yeah, you're telling the truth.
Yeah, it did. And the thing is with Kyle is that I think he can be just as savvy as Rome. I think that he has the ability to win in challenges. But what he doesn't have is he doesn't let his ego be seen. He has humility and humbleness.
Right.
And that with somebody like Saul, like I think that reached miles across the ocean to Saul because, I mean, yes, obviously he wanted Rome gone. So it worked for him both ways. But he comes across as being humble and, easy to believe because of that.
It could be his downfall because he's really good at the challenges and he's likable.
Yes.
So
it could be a social threat.
I'd like to see him win. I mean, there's a lot of people I like to see win right now. There's a lot like Saul. I'd like to see Saul win because everything that
I would
Rome put him through. I mean, it's just like, and he kept his
justice for Asia.
Yeah, he kept his temper in check, because I would have been like, dude, you got to get away from me. I mean, at some point, but he's just like, come on, man, don't treat me like a child. And when, we see the whole Rome going, he picked on me and he's crying the crocodile tears. And he thought he had everyone with that. And
not so.
Again, he overplayed his hand. I mean, he just.
Yeah.
Which I think we all knew was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. He has a lot of personality, like loud personality. Again, I think he has all of the goods to be a good Survivor player, but he couldn't hedge that. And if he could have, I bet he would have gone really far. But
yep, I think so because he like you said, he knows the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely is got a good study on it. Kyle, I feel like Kyle maybe doesn't have as much of the know of the game that somebody like Rome has, but I think he has enough heart to replace that. So
again, it's hard to tell because we just don't know. Like I said, we saw a different Kyle last night.
Yep, we did.
Than we've seen,
That is true. And Sue is funny because
and he was fun. I'm all for people calling other people dicks on TV.
Yeah, that's fun. So. But it's interesting to see as a study of like the having the biasy based off the things you think you already know. Sue's a great example with Kyle because she was so quick to believe that Kyle was just he
wrote my name down.
Yeah, right. She's like, oh yeah, and nobody else read that. Nobody else read Kyle that way. She was the only, but she already decided she didn't like
but
Kyle.
But she also read Tiana like that. Like she's been a real quick to read whatever.
But then
she's only 45. She's still growing.
That's true.
But then Caroline, who says, "Okay, I," and goes to her and is clear about it, like, "Hey, I know that you have an advantage or an idol. Like we know the red paint thing. Don't worry, I'm not going to tell anybody." And there's that. But she's so quick to go and cut Tiana. Because, I think she knows. Well, Caroline literally just told you she knows.
Yeah.
That's just where alliances come into play.
Yeah. I mean, but Sue is definitely going to stick. She's only going to, I think she's always only going to play with the people she likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
you can't win that way. Is what you're telling me. My winner's pick is going to lose.
If she doesn't learn how to play
We'll
with
see.
people that she's not buddies with, she might. Yeah.
We'll see. I still think Sue's going to go pretty far, to be honest.
I think
she'll probably go final 3.
Yeah, she'll go far.
Yeah. Other things real quick.
All covered with paint, but
it was me. It was me.
All right, I'll come clean. You caught me red-handed.
Other things real quick. Sam mispronounced prosciutto, which I felt personally offended by.
But he did pronounce charcuterie correctly. Which, okay, you're not watching Big Brother, so this was like really funny that apparently that's the theme of CBS this season's reality television, because there was a whole week-long drama involving that and some players in Big Brother this season.
Oh, Big Brother.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be explained. It's just that's CBS's thing this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We didn't mention
real quick. Did anyone want to watch the show that comes after Survivor now? After all the commercials?
What is the show that comes after
Summit?
Is
it I've watched
the
one
Summit
episode of it. Mm-hmm. I've watched
I crave charcuterie. And Randy asked who craves charcuterie. I do. I love charcuterie. Anyway,
it's
okay, sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, I just threw it out there because I think I might watch it.
Yeah.
So somebody I was talking to said they were watching it and they liked it. And every time the commercial comes on, I'm like, who was I talking to? So if you're listening and I was talking to you about it, let me know. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Oh, okay, I remember now. They're not listening. But anyway, yes, I have heard one person say that they were enjoying the Summit.
Randy says he likes it.
That's
first Randy says I was the Summit.
I
don't know where he's going. Someone's got an ego. Then he said, "Watch."
He's a big hiker. Yeah.
Yeah. I am the Summit.
'Tis I, the Summit.
Filmed in New Zealand. I would go on that show.
Bend the knee to me.
I would go on that show just because it was filmed in New Zealand.
Yeah,
I'd be like, all right, I'm
over there.
I'd go to New Zealand.
Yeah,
vote me out first. Do I get a pre-jury trip there? Fine.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Why not?
I don't have to climb up any crickety ladder. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, guys, I have asthma. You should probably cut me loose. Bye.
I only poop in the sea, and there's nowhere else to poop here. So
there's nowhere to poop here.
So if I'm up on the ladder, just remember, don't stand under.
Well, if you're in the Summit, if you're the higher up you get, does your poop freeze as it comes out?
I bet it does.
Yeah, that would hurt, wouldn't it?
It'd be terrible.
Well, no, it's coming out.
You gotta crack that thing off.
The second it comes out.
That's why the abominable snowman is so cranky.
Exactly.
Prosciutto
on my Summit.
Rome big crying. Andy. The decoy boot. I think Andy's going to go to the final 3 because I think he's going to continue to be the decoy boot, and that's just going to continue to make
I see Andy trying to make big moves right now. I think he's going to try and
maybe fumble.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I don't know.
How fun is it watching Andy sit there being like, he's so excited about being, part of the
like Andy.
I love Andy. I think Andy. He's definitely smarter than people think he is.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he's a little bit socially awkward, but I think he's an all right feller.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, the challenge, and then we need to move to the break because Jack's got to record soon. Kind of crazy, like that they spent all that time building up the sand ladder, but the other team just was zip, 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 zip up.
Yeah, I loved the patience versus the fury, though. Right? It was very much the rabbit.
I kept going. When is someone gonna go down there and just give them an extra push up to the net?
Yeah,
I go, what is taking so long? And they drag the sandbag.
Honestly, I would have just bring the sandbags before we even started jumping. Like, all right, let's go. Let's do the sands.
I think the jumping would have been, if you do it right, you don't need to do that.
But there are some people that just, some people are really good at that kind of skills, and some people just aren't.
Well, like Gabe did. He waited and he pushed her up, gave her that extra boost that got her to the net, and then Andy pulled her up over the net.
Yeah, and can we talk about how strong Saul is, because I watched the one team took 2 people to pull that bag up with everything in it. And Saul like leaned over, picked it up himself, threw it up over his shoulder. I was impressed. Like, okay, so he does fall running backwards a lot, but he knows how to save himself. So he has practice in this, but he is very strong. Like,
Very strong.
Such an asset with strength.
Yeah. I wish that I had picked Saul as my winner's pick now. Mandy is here. She said that Caroline said that her and Teeny didn't play the idol on Andy because they knew he was the decoy vote and they didn't want to burn their other alliances.
Right.
But it's wild that I guess you just want to start fresh and not have that whatever because everybody knows about her. But still, you're still like a powerful trio, right?
Yeah, you're making a move of power in having that 3, but.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll do any other feedback from the chat. So chat, this is your chance. And we've got another email from Mandy who went to a Survivor watch party with survivors, including Andy, Wendell, his maybe new girlfriend, Dee. We all know this story. Yeah, I fucking said it. Ooh, sorry. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people in her pictures.
You can't say that on TV. You can't say that word on TV.
Kyle was there too. I saw her Instagram earlier, though. I didn't commit it to memory, but I should have.
I got 12 minutes.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna do all the things. Okay, we're back. Can I say that?
No,
I don't know, Randy. Can I? I don't know.
If you can say you're the summit, she can say that word.
No, he means repeating salacious gossip, which isn't really gossip because.
No, I think he was talking about the word.
I don't think he was. I think he was talking about the gossip.
I know Randy well enough. I think he was talking about the word.
Oh, okay. Other time I let it slip and nobody yelled at me. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything inappropriate.
Let's get to.
I did.
Look at the feedback.
11 minutes.
Did you do email?
Yeah.
Mandy
says I probably. Ooh, my children are screaming at each other outside. I thought they were in bed. I guess not. Mandy says I probably need to rewatch the episode since it was more vibes and less paying attention to details. Bryce and Wendell hosted an event in Nashville that was so great. Kyle was there, and watching Kyle watch himself win the challenge was crazy. That's awesome, though.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah, I bet he's like a person that turns bright red and then like goes like this.
Hopefully she went up to him and said, "Congratulations on winning $1 million."
Oh, like you did in Jesse. Yeah, good times. After the episode, when chatting with various people, Sam showed how incredibly hard it was physically. Okay. So Sam and Caroline were both there, and Andy and maybe Teeny. Let me finish reading this paragraph. Sorry. Okay. After the episode, when chatting with various people, Sam shared how incredibly hard it was physically. Caroline explained what wasn't shown in the episode, that her, Andy, and Teeny didn't even want the amulet advantage, but production said they had to take it.
Oh.
They decided after the merge to play it and not have that target from each other and everyone else. Teeny was picked to play it on since she gave up her vote. Okay, there you go. I was right.
Good job. Figured that one out.
Yeah. Andy is such a great guy. He loved Doggy Andy, so she has a dog named Andy. During David versus Goliath, I posted a picture of the girls being excited about David playing the idol nullifier. He remembered the video, was shocked when I showed him a picture of the girls now, and said Matt Von Wagedin still talked about it. Not sure if I believe that, but it's going to be great to include in Maddie's application video.
Oh my
God, she's almost old enough to apply.
Yes.
Bryce and Wendell were amazing hosts and promised they'd be back to Nashville. Wendell was very engaged in the conversations we had, and Bryce was just as funny and great as you expect him to be. Other people in attendance were Dee, Julie, Figgy, Q in the Q skirt, America and Corey from Big Brother, Kevin from Big Brother, Riley from Big Brother, and Jordan from Deal or No Deal Island.
Nice.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds pretty jammed packed with all these people. That's cool.
Yeah, I feel like the Bryce and Wendell events are super fun, and I would love to go to one someday. They need to do it in Raleigh.
You would think.
Well, apparently Rob is hosting a watch party at UNC Chapel Hill, and I only found out about this last night, and tickets were already gone. But I can't.
Thanks, Rob, for the invite. You make one joke. You make one joke about the Mets 2 years ago, and he holds it against you.
Listen, it's serious.
I believe the Mets did lose on his birthday, which is the day after Jamie's.
Well, I'm talking about when the Padres beat the Mets. I kind of made a comment.
Yeah, I remember that. Because Jay went up and talked to him in a shirt from that series.
Yeah,
it was the ear shirt, right? Was it when they?
Yeah. Anyway, and
I was like, I don't know.
Was Mandy the only one that sent a feedback?
Yeah. Okay.
So no Victoria gets. Well, hold on a second. Victoria gets. We haven't seen Rome or Victoria since.
Yeah.
We figured it out.
We need to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
Mandy said it was not a super packed event, so it was easy to chat with everybody.
That's great.
Okay, let's do our tally the votes real quick because Jack needs to go. Oh, hold on.
I'm waiting. I got the ocean behind me, so it's okay.
He's got to go. He's got to go. He's got to go straight to the ocean.
Hang 10.
Serves up, bro.
All right, hold on. Oh, those are my notes. Jeez,
I couldn't remember who I picked.
What tab am I sharing right now? Okay, I am sharing the right tab. Okay, so who went home? Rome went home. For all of his insanity, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be missed. All right,
who's gonna be missed?
So.
Okay. I just want to call all three of us out because I think all of us at least twice commented about how Rome was going to make it until merge, and then he was going to be toast, and none of us picked him.
Yeah.
Except,
did you?
Jack. No.
Oh,
so
Jack?
Actually, I was talking about this with Amanda last night because Shannon.
Oh, did I pick Rome?
So you picked Rome. Okay, so
good job.
I have said several times that I think Rome is going to be the merge boot. Everybody's going to get together. He's going to be insane. Go home. However, he was still technically pre-merge. So I literally can show you a text to Amanda where I was like, so I don't think I'm going to get the point because tribes came together, but he was still pre-merge.
You're right.
Because he's not. Yeah, he's pre-merge.
Yeah, because Kyle was the only technical merge at that point.
Right, exactly.
Yes. So Jamie and I both get points.
We do get a point.
Oh God, we are so down in points this season. And Jack, though, predicted Rome was going to go home.
He did.
So now it is Jamie 5, Jack 4, and me 2.
All right.
Dun, da, da, da.
Dun, da, da, da. All right, who do we think is going home next week?
Sam.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm keeping my vote. Okay. You know what? No, I'm not. I was going to keep my vote. But something that we forgot to bring up earlier is Sam decided not to play his idol, that he was going to hold on to it and use it as a fake.
Yes.
So I'm going to not keep Sam, even though I kind of think that's a good one, but I'm going to throw it at Kyle.
Oh, no.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
I know. We all like him, but those girls were talking about getting out a guy, and if it's not Sam, it's got to be Kyle.
That's true. Who are the men left?
Kyle.
Who are the men left?
Sam.
We got Gabe,
Andy,
Kyle.
Gabe.
That's true. You're right, guys. Sam is the most easy target out of all of this. I mean, Saul is also an easy target, but Saul's so cool.
Yeah, I think that they'd have a harder time getting rid of Saul emotionally. But a guy who hasn't eaten pineapple and a guy who just killed it on a challenge are.
But I could also see Kyle going home because Sue has it out for him for whatever reason.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Does Kyle actually have a real alliance? I don't think he does.
However, I'm going to go Sam also, and my reason.
Can I go?
Yeah. Okay,
right.
I'm going
Get
with
outta
Sam
here.
because I think that Sam, what's her face,
See you
is
next
bye,
week.
Jack. See you
Bye.
next week. I think Sam is going to Sierra's going to turn.
Do you think this is
We're
where
not.
she?
Yeah, I think is where she turns.
You could be onto something.
Yeah.
She doesn't need him as much now.
Exactly. Okay, well, there we are.
All right, so you say Sam, Jack says Sam, I say Kyle.
And you say Kyle.
Okay.
All right. We will see where that goes. And as far as next week, I had Sam as pre-merge. You and Jack both had him as merge. So whenever he goes, you guys automatically get points.
All right. Thanks for the point, Sam.
Yeah.
Enjoy that pineapple.
And then Kyle, I had final 3. You had merge. Jack had pre-merge. So only you and I are left to be able to get Kyle for merge.
Kyle points?
Yeah.
Okay.
On that note, though, thank you all for joining us. Mandy, thank you for that email.
Thanks,
I
Mandy.
want to go to another Survivor event. They're so much fun. Except this time I'm not going to stay out with Shandy until 3 a.m. and be hungover for the entire 12 hours after that, because that was awful.
Hangovers are less and less enjoyable the older you get.
I think that's the last time I've been. That was the first time in a very long time, and the last time in now a year and a half that I've been that hungover. Because you know what it was? We drank until like 1 o'clock. Because last call in North Carolina, I believe, is 1:45. But like we drank until like 1:15, and we called the Uber. And the Uber, I've told this story before, and the times could be wrong because as the further we get, the times all blend together. But like we called for the Uber and the Uber did not show up for 45 minutes after. And that's when we talked to Owen for a while. And somebody else was, Jesse's wife, I believe, was standing by the door and Owen's fiance now, girlfriend at the time or whatever. Like there was a bunch of survivors and just people that were there that were standing closest to the door. And when we realized that we had like 35 minutes until this thing showed up, we stepped back inside because it was March 29th and it was cold. And
chilly.
Yes, I remember the date because it was my sister's birthday. So chill, everyone.
Remarkable
I'm
day.
a savant, but not like that. But yeah. So that's how we ended up just going, even though we stopped drinking at like 1, which is really late. We didn't get home until like 2:30, and that was just what killed me. And then I got up and took the kids to school.
Oh, and that's an early morning.
8:45, so I got up at like 7 o'clock or whatever it was. And Shandy was downstairs sleeping until like 9. And I told her, I was like, I felt so good when I woke up. I was like, still. And then like 2 hours later, I was like, ooh, I feel bad. And she's like, yeah, because you drank so late that it was still like, you
was
weren't
still
completely
processing.
dehydrated yet. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so I should have had like,
you
some kind of electrolytes when I woke up is what
keep
you're
some
saying.
liquid IV or something around.
Exactly. That's what yeah. No, never again.
No, we're not
the
doing
Uber
it
gets
again.
called at midnight. Anyway, all right. On that note, everyone, thank you for listening. Thanks again, Mandy. Thanks for everybody who showed up in the chat. If you have any emails, survivorjjc@gmail.com. Otherwise, we will see you next week, and we will be recording after the episode on the 30th because the next day is Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and
that's like Christmas of the fall, y'all.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. And if you're free, the broadcast is going to be on Zoom on the 29th.
All right.
Our annual Halloween party. I'm going to be in costume. I invite everyone who would like to. The link will be on the social medias like Facebook to join us in costume if you could. I mean, it's so much fun.
I might be there.
You joined in full freaking face makeup last year, Jamie.
I might do it again this year. Depends on how motivated I feel when I get up that day.
Please do. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But
I'll probably be there whether I'm in face paint or not. Everyone should go. That's a fun
one. It is a fun one. And Jay is going to be on. He stayed in a haunted hotel when he was in Chicago. And he and his coworkers saw ghosts, and they're going to be telling stories. Well, he's going to be telling their stories.
Excited. Ghost stories. Fun.
Yeah. Ghost stories for real. Like real ghost stories from somebody who didn't believe in ghosts, even though his favorite movie is Ghostbusters.
He didn't believe in no ghosts.
Yeah. But now he does.
Oh, I'm there for it. I love it.
Because he saw one in his room. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. So join us, please. We hope you do. We'll be on Zoom, but we'll also be, I guess, live on YouTube too. But when we're on the Zoom, I have that open in my tab instead of the YouTube. So join us on Zoom if you don't want to like show your face. It's always fun. Okay. SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute to a certain level. And that would be Eckhart Rigner, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, Ed the Creepy Poopy Head Millman. If you want to be a patron, patreon.com/Jay and Jack. Jack just went to record the Ramblecast. We're doing the broadcast on Tuesday. And we'll all have a good time. All right. On that note, everyone, thank you again. My name is Colleen.
And I'm Jamie.
Peace out, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, and that guy who's a dick, he left. All right. Bye for real.